if you want to look up insanity in the dictionary, there's a picture of you in there.
Oh my God.
Just regarding men.
His family doesn't know about our engagement. I'm counting on him to marry me, no matter what his family or anyone else says.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
Awesome! 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way has begun, and it wouldn't be a proper season without someone in complete denial. And that someone is 46-year-old Jen. She's currently staying on her family farm in Oklahoma, but she's getting ready to move to India to get married. But Jen has a big character flaw. She has a track record of falling for the wrong guys, but she insists that this is not the case when it comes to her 32-year-old fiancé Rishi. But from the first few minutes of meeting this guy, he seems to be very into himself.
Some people say that I look like an Indian Jesus.
He has a law degree and a master's degree, but didn't like working as a lawyer. So he quit and focused on being a trainer and a model.
It was not my dream. People want it from me and they pushed me and I tried it once and it's boom.
I don't know what's more of a red flag, saying people demanded you to be a model or posing for the producers.
I nailed it.
So how did Jen fall for this exposure-seeking guy? Well, she just so happened to meet him on a solo trip to India.
He started showing me modeling photos, and I just immediately went to hard pass.
Jen went from thinking he was a douchebag while they hung out as friends to falling in love with him.
I don't know, I knew he was the one.
And after only 1 month, he proposed, and Jen impulsively said yes.
Completely out of the blue. We hadn't discussed the future, we hadn't discussed me leaving or staying or anything like that.
But that was a while ago. Because of COVID, they haven't seen each other in 2 years. So after being long distance for a long time, Jen can finally now move to India. But her family has their doubts, especially her brother Charles.
Jen definitely does not pick the right men historically, or hasn't.
Jen has struggled with insecurities when it comes to her communication with her fiancé. Rishi didn't always stay in touch, and it made her spiral.
I have a feeling that you're distancing yourself and that maybe you're not all in.
Did the producers ask her to send this video of her crying? Or did Rishi send this in? It seems odd. There also isn't much explained at this point about their struggle to be together.
We definitely went through a period where I had a lot of doubts.
And we still don't know what Rishi is like under his Indian Jesus persona. All Rishi has said about Jen is that she approached him like a lot of women do. So why does this guy who claims to get whoever he wants want to marry Jen? He's mostly just promoted himself and doesn't say what he loves about her or why he wants to marry her. And we really don't know enough about him to understand his true motives yet. But Jen is willing to uproot her entire life and leave her family to be with him.
You know, you have more support system that works on your benefit here, but you're choosing to make it difficult on yourself.
And the more we learn about her relationship with Rishi, the riskier it sounds for her. And during her last dinner with her family, the red flags just keep coming. Jen explains that Rishi can't move to the US because he's financially supporting his family. And that conversation leads to a huge revelation.
His family doesn't know about our engagement.
Did anyone else just get a flashback of Jenny and Sumit's story? There are now 2 people this season with similar stories as old cast members with similar names. Jenny and Jen, and Nicole and Nicole. Well, I guess Nicole and Nicole are pretty different. This Nicole had a lot of problems with adapting to a new culture. But she never got the title of wife. She just got the title of lazy over and over again. Anyways.
He introduced me as a friend. Oh.
Rishi did not want to do an arranged marriage, and all I can think of is Sumit's mom's face when he told her he married Jenny.
Thankfully, Rishi's family has agreed to let him choose his own wife, and I hope that they will accept me.
So the difference here is that Rishi is not currently married like Sumit was, so I guess that's a plus?
What's your plan to tell his mom?
We haven't talked about that.
So like Jenny, she's moving all the way to India with no guarantee that Rishi will marry her. She also doesn't know how his family will react and if they will influence his decisions. I don't know if I can handle another drawn-out Sumit and Jenny storyline. Can you? It's so similar.
I'm counting on him to marry me, no matter what his family or anyone else says.
And what she thinks can't happen is exactly what happened to Jenny and Sumit. They had the long, drawn-out issue of Sumit not marrying Jenny.
I don't believe that you could love someone, ask them to marry you, and then be like, oh, you know what, my family's not going for it and I'm not gonna fight for you.
Sorry, Jen, but we've seen this before, and that situation is entirely possible.
Angela, wants to remind you to subscribe to this channel. If you don't, she will be released in your city.
I'm moving to India in a few days, and before I go, I'm meeting up with my friends Randy and Myra.
These friends have witnessed Jen go through bad relationships, including the one with her first husband.
I rushed into marrying a guy that I only dated for a few months. Neither Randy nor Myra liked him.
So she rushed into a marriage with a guy she only knew for a few months. She's only spent less than 2 months with Rishi in person, and they are rushing into getting married too. So isn't this pretty much the same situation? Her friends seem to think so.
Say this with love. If you want to look up insanity in the dictionary, there's a picture of you in there.
Oh my God.
Just regarding men.
They think that she's in denial about doing the same thing, just now in India. And I mean, damn, they are really telling her what she needs to hear. And she hadn't even told them yet about that part where his family doesn't know they're engaged.
Basically, his concubine in America and is his green card ticket.
And that comment makes Jen short circuit. You good, Jen? Her friends have their minds made up that this is a bad idea and they don't trust Rishi. And Jen, for some reason, seems so surprised by that. So what do these grown adult women do to help her? Well, catfish him, of course. All I can think of is when Alina did this to Steven. Her friends set it up and Steven failed the test. Alina's solution was for him to delete all of his social media, because that just solves everything. This guy doesn't seem like the type to delete his social media, and Jen doesn't seem like the type that would ask him to. I just see more denial in Jen's future here. So how will this turn out when her friend gets a response from him? We don't have to wait long for that answer. The catfish results come in pretty fast, and the urgency her friend has to tell her about it makes me think that Rishi said something really, really bad.
I say, I know you from seeing your pics, and I think you're attractive. Rishi writes back, okay, well, where are you from?
Yeah, that's it. That's all he said. He was friendly back and didn't say anything incriminating, but her friend is still mad about it.
Shady. It's a red flag. Do you not want to see that?
Jen doesn't follow Rishi on social media because she doesn't want to get jealous of what she finds. She's engaged to a personal trainer / model and is turning a blind eye to his social media. So once again, she's going with a denial approach. And I think that's the only way she can convince herself that moving there is a good idea.
You're in denial. You want this to work. You want your fairy tale marriage.
So she's in denial about what he's doing. She's in denial that moving is a good idea. And she's in denial that he will just marry her and that things will work out perfectly. So either this will all go her way or she's in for a very rude awakening. I also find it interesting that she's 42, has been married before and divorced before, and she totally believes in this fantasy relationship. So what do you think about this couple? On the next episode, Jen is in India, and we get to hear more from Rishi's perspective.
I'm worried my family not accept her as a bride.
So is he really going to marry Jen, or does he have a different plan? We will have to wait until the next episode to find out. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!